So we did have a few people that wanted to know more about engagement, tips and tricks for retention. And to me, I'm interested in your thoughts, Matt. I think that engagement, retention, experience, a lot of these things are kind of going into the same big stew these days. So if you think about no budget or shoestring budget, what are the first few ideas that come to your mind?
Well, in retail, we don't have budgets. I mean, I've worked for some of the biggest retailers in the world that are known for their cost, their focus on cost, let's put it that way. So you often have to MacGyver a solution by tying things together with sticks and gum and just try and make a solution out of it. What was most effective, I found, and maybe I was an engineer in a past life, I break it down into a process and I break it down into modules, starting with how we acquire the employee all the way through to selection, to onboarding, orientation, training, and then sustaining that person's experience through the organization. And I look for pain points. And I do that through a couple different means. So I think HR has the market cornered on qualitative information. We can tell you where the problems are because we often hear the feedback from leaders and from people in the business units. But what our business lacks from us at times is that quantitative support that underpins the qualitative. So I break it into small pieces and then I survey employees during each of those pieces. Just a quick survey, 3 to 5 questions. How is it going? What can we do better? What can we learn from this experience? Are you getting the support from your line manager? And then if we have certain questions that are answered certain ways, they trigger responses within the HR team for immediate response. But overall, we also review those answers on a monthly basis and look for potential trends. This in retail, each location is not built equally. Each leader is not built equally. So you do have peaks and valleys, and some people are still learning about how to manage employees, especially in a very dynamic retail environment. So we look for those trends, and then we lead with support. So if there is a gap in a certain location where we know that the onboarding is not successful and therefore the retention in the first 90 days is quite low, we will connect with that leader and ask them, do you need our support? What are you missing? Do you have all the tools that you need from HR, from the business to support a proper onboarding process? Do you understand the priority of onboarding relative to your success of your business? We need to help those leaders understand how to prioritize and remove some of those barriers that are preventing them from investing in their employees. So that's essentially what we do is we follow that systematic process of phase by phase. And then where we see gaps, we try and engage a leader as fast as possible to give them the tools to be successful.
To me, retention is just a really pretty word for relationships. For someone who's asking about tricks for retention and engagement, I would tell a person, go look at the relationships that exist within your organization, specifically the relationships between your boss and your boss's direct reports. Are you acknowledging and recognizing? So recognition has taken on, a life of its own. We should probably do a show on recognition. But recognition to me is tied so much to individual motivation. Every person really likes to be recognized in a different way. And the way to get that answer, believe it or not, is the simplest question. Asking a person what motivates you.